My name is Pius Ayim. In the first place, I am from Ebonyi State, and my community is Ishag in Ebonyi State. We don't have Osu caste system in our place. And I hear about Osu around Dimo, around part of Anambra, and maybe Enugu. But in my part of Igbo land, there is nothing like Osu whatsoever. And so I also believe that the meaning of Osu, Osu portends those dedicated or handed over to the worship of the shrine or the idols. Even when such things happen in some places, I certainly believe that the practice is no longer there now. Certainly, anywhere it exists now, it is fundamentally anti-human, anti-social, and in fact, it is a primitive and archaic act. I am certain that there is no part of Igbo land that the practice should still exist. Maybe it used to be, but for today it must not be and may not have been. But people still have it in their minds. People carry it in their brain. But I'm not sure there's any community that today can gather and take somebody and dedicate to the shrine and all that. But if there is anywhere such things are still in people's mind, I think they should purge their minds of that, because it's unlawful and it's inhuman. Well, I know that people can be deceptive at times, because I know that most traditional rulers in the Southeast today bears JP. JP means Jerusalem pilgrimage, which means they have accepted Christ, they have accepted the church, and they have traveled to Jerusalem. So if somebody who carries or who attaches JP to his name still talks about his ancestral fathers of how many years and practice, the society are no longer the same. The society their forefathers lived is not the same as the society we live today. I think it's deception, it's deceptive, and I think it should not be tolerated whatsoever. If I am a governor of a state and any traditional ruler, for whatever reason, for caste reasons, I mean the reason of caste system, Osu system, would not give somebody what is due to him, I would depose that traditional ruler, because it's pretended and it's not genuine. I believe that the society of today is no longer the same as that of the ancient days, because the Osu caste system is primitive. It's of course a factor of ignorance. It's because people did not know, and there were so many things then that existed that was mere ignorance, mere superstition, like the killing of twins. It was mere superstition, like if people first have a tooth from up instead of down, you are cast out. There are so many of such practices in those days. Any community in Igbo land that had not gotten rid of all those primitive practices, their governors should search them out. There is just no reason for it. And I think it is the responsibility of the leadership of that state to take steps to purge the state of such, because it's inhuman. Nobody today, to the best of my knowledge in Igbo land, will take a human being and take to a shrine and say, I dedicate you to the shrine. It no longer happen. So naturally that has been overtaken by civilization, it has been overtaken by the growth of society, it has been overtaken by laws, it has been overtaken by awareness, by knowledge, by education, by enlightenment. Nobody is today, the practice no longer exists. But I know that there are traces in people's minds that, look, this is the descendant of Osu, not the practice anymore. It's people trying to trace people to their ancestral homes, and to regenerate ancestral belief. If anybody tries that on any person whatsoever, I believe they are in the body of our laws. There are enough legal provisions to take care of such. So I want to believe it depends on what they want to abolish. But if it is to say, don't call somebody, if anybody calls you Osu, why not you? Because nobody dedicated you to the gods. Then you take up that person according to law. And so for me, if there is anything that is still left of such caste system, that should be demolished by any means. Because if assuming the killing of twins were not demolished by any means, how many people would have been innocently slaughtered for no reason? And so on. I really do not know what anybody will classify as Osu family now, but the decision of whom to marry is my daughter or my son's decision. Whoever they decide to marry, maybe I have nothing to add or subtract. Whoever they decide to marry, it is their decision to choose their husband or to choose their wife. What we need now is cleansing of our minds of all those primitive practices. I think some people had allowed it to stick to their minds and maybe to stick to their subconsciousness. So, and I believe that silent prejudice will expose the evils of caste system, the evils of Osu system, the evils of those primitive practices. And our society is growing, and we should grow with it. So silent prejudice will bring up people to speed. I really support it. And those who still have anything in their mind about those primitive practices should please watch the silent prejudice and realize that, look, the evils in it, the evil incarnate in the caste system is so huge and so terrible that its effect on society will affect everybody. So I will encourage every family, I will encourage every true citizen to watch the silent prejudice, to understand the need to abolish any form of discrimination in the society. Silent Prejudice TV series, a must watch.